You think one day, maybe you want to do something nice for somebody, anybody. Think, hey, maybe we should volunteer for those people that ride those, things with big tires really fast on there. Those are called mountain bikes. And this is the Utah mountain bike league. We can use your help. So, good. Why not?
Absolutely. You can even do that today. Over at the registration pavilion, there's also a volunteers desk there. Say hi. Volunteer. We'd love to have you.
You do need to say more than just hi. You just walk up and say hi. We'll say hi back and then just smile. Say, I want to volunteer. Along with that. Good people like me.
2 minutes away from our start of our first race of the day, folks. Let's make some noise for those riders.
I heard like one scream out there. That seems exciting. It's kind of, I wish we could hear the starting line from here. That'd be exciting too.
Right in front of the first aid tent, by the gate as the road coming up from the start.
We're about a minute away from the start of the first race of the day, folks. That's our Junior Devo Boys. Make sure that if you're part of that first load of riders today, which includes, again, Junior Devo.
It's hard being so far away from the starting line because we want to cheer him on too. We just can't see him. Yes, Gabe! You can take it all the way, Gabe! One of our race crew members just passed by here. He's the one that's keeping a lookout on the trails, keeping everybody safe. He is one heck of an athlete, that Mr. Gabe.
Should have a second wave of riders just taking off here any minute for the second race of the day here, folks. We're excited to have you get out those cowbells and cheer those racers on.
Our next racers are out on the course. Just heard the countdown. We should be seeing coming up. We should see them coming up the hill any second now.
Looking out over the venue here, we've got, with all of our unique rock formations that we've got here, there's lots of really interesting and great vantage points for viewing this race. Just above the announcers booth here, we've got, somebody's got a perfect perch up on the big rock here. That's a great place to watch the race. Please be careful, especially with small children, as they're climbing on the rocks there. We'd hate to have an incident off the race course and have to respond to that.
Oh, I see some of our riders coming around the bend there. Like Chris was saying earlier, there's lots of opportunities for these riders to be able to pass each other, which isn't always the case on courses. But this makes it for a more exciting race when they can have those opportunities to pass and take over the rider.
Besides how fun this course is, my biggest impression of this race course is that absolutely almost the unlimited number of variations on the lines that can be taken throughout the vast majority of this course.
Any idea that first virtual person out there that's different roads for that
in order to get around some opponents there, but I think it should make for excellent spectating, and I think for some really neat racing.
Absolutely. So I do have to say, when you say body-bike separation, for those of us who are
1 minute to go, 1 minute to go. So I need to wait for that stream to come back, so I go ahead and go on time.
That gives you a lot less maneuverability there. So you want to get up, stand on those pedals, make sure that you can move that bike around. You want to be athletic stance there, where you've got the weight on the balls of your feet there, and the pedals underneath, so you can move that bike around.
I graduated in May.
Oh, nice, cool, awesome.
You just stayed stagnant. That wouldn't be very successful. And that's actually one of my favorite scenes also, is as they're coming across the finish line, they get up out of their saddles and they're giving it all they got. Determination in their faces and the drive. It's a beautiful sight. Another wave that just was heading out, that would be our
Camera that I'm moving
that just took off, so they will be coming up around the bend. I don't know, what would be your guess on how soon we're going to see the first group of boys coming across to go out for their next half up? Get the time, Chris.
27 minutes.
27 minutes.
We'll see how close we are.
I'm going to say 28.65.
I like that. That's a heck of a lot faster than mine.
Yeah.
It's a heck of a lot faster than all my laps.
Again, this course, I think, is going to provide.
There's even an amazing program that's called Elevate. For those students that may need a little extra help or have disabilities when it comes to ride them, and are able to do these courses. And these courses are quite difficult, but so if you see one of our Elevate riders, you will see one of the coaches riding along with them. Give a huge shout out to them, because this may be a little more challenging for them than some. Looks like we've got another group that just went around. That would be our last race of the set. Who's going to win on the time of who's coming through? I'm pretty sure I'm going to win, and Chris is going to owe me a drink later.
I will.
Or $50. I'll take either. It's an expensive drink. I like to drink liquid gold.
Coaches, riders, parents, as we look towards the second wave of races, that's going to be our junior Evo, advanced girls, intermediate girls, beginner girls, that's 1 and 2. Those races,
Anytime you walk by them and you're like, "Go Grant!" they all scream and squeal. It's like, man, you feel like a superstar.
Absolutely.
Cross where there are crossing guards. I see many people doing that right now. High fives to all of them. And please be respectful of our volunteers who are telling you not to cross. It is for the safety of the riders and for you yourself. I can tell you that getting hit by a biker that is going at least 50 miles an hour, I'm pretty sure 50 miles an hour, will not feel good. It doesn't feel good.
Not at all.
And especially as you're watching the riders that are going to be coming up the hill before they get to the bank, be careful crossing over there. Stay out of their way. Even though it may not
When they're like they're very close, if they see people crossing in the distance, subconsciously they do slow down because they're don't mess up their times. Be respectful. Stay off the trail. Cross where our crossing guards are. Our amazing volunteers that are out here helping out. And there's a reason why they're there. So if they have their stop signs out, don't just blow by them because you have to get that picture on the other side. The picture on the side, the picture you're going to get on that side, it will be beautiful. It will be beautiful. So don't worry. Speaking of pictures being taken, we actually have a photographer out. Her name is Andy. You will see her out there taking pictures. Some people like to call her Karen. She's not a Karen. She's actually quite lovely. But it is is called. It's Selective Vision that she is with. It's
The Utah Mr. Professional Photographer.
pictures of the races, our website under the race tab, and there will be thousands of pictures to choose from. So if you don't feel like you just got that perfect shot of your child, go online. Go online and check it out, and you'll see what an amazing work Angie does. And it is a ton of work. Not only does she do amazing pictures, but then she also goes and edits them and goes through all of them so they can be posted up on our website. So once again, go after the race, go check it out under the race tab, and you can pull up all the pictures. She tries her best to get as many riders as she can. May not be able to get every single one, but it's still fun to go and see all those.
To have you cheer as your rider comes across the finish line here. Again, be mindful of the race course. Let's stay out of everybody's way so that they can have their fastest and safest race. It's come together to help us put together the race course and help us throughout the course of the race day. We are so in need of your help, and we couldn't do these races without your help. Thank you also to our full-time race crew that do just an absolutely fabulous job of setting up the course and all the infrastructure that goes along with that. Thankful for the medical staff and race crew. Thanks for the great work that you do and making sure that our riders are safe.
Chris was able to go out and ride this course a few times yesterday while some of us were working. I give him a hard time. He was working too. I just was working way harder. No, but Chris, tell us a little bit about this trail because it's not an easy trail, so I guess it would count as working.
Well, it was a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. I hope that I pulled my weight on the work side, but I did take advantage of the opportunity to ride the course. I just found it incredibly entertaining. All of the various lines that you're able to take through some of the techie areas there, I think are going to prove to be a real challenge for a lot of our riders, but give them an opportunity to shine. I think for our advanced riders, I think they are just going to have a ball making their way through some of the obstacles there. Lots of fun, twisty, turny, downhill sections and techie sections through the slick rock that we have there. That slick rock, despite its name, it's only slick when it's wet. When it's dry, it has all kinds of attackiness and that is just super fun to ride. We've got a really good section of that right at the beginning of the course, scattered a little bit throughout the middle of the course, and then a couple of spots on the way down there. We've got lots of fun and flowy areas here on the final third of the course there. Again, because of the mix things up, so I think it's going to be just a really exciting race course for the students.
So on some of these more technical climbs, where exactly are they able to open up and be able to pass? Are any of them on?
Obstacles there where there's going to be sort of a more easy line where probably the vast majority of the riders can head for, but those that are more adventurous that maybe have a little bit more in terms of bike skill, they're going to be able to take a more advanced line that's probably more high risk, but also a really high reward in terms of being able to make a pass on somebody that's taking that easier line.
I love that there's so many opportunities for them to pass up and just be able to push in areas, and you don't feel like you can pass for a long time. You tend to kind of lose your drive. Place it off the other person.
I agree. I think this course is really nice. So those that have the motivation, those that have both the bike skills as well as the stamina and endurance.
That'll make for an exciting race. I'm quite excited to see them come up across the finish line. Like this first wave that's going to be coming through is going to be doing a lap and a half. So they're going to extend lap. The rest that are coming through are going to be doing one lap. But we'll have to watch as these advanced boys come up and just know that they're going to keep going after they cross this finish line, so they're not going to be done yet. But still, cheer them on, encourage them to keep going, because they're going to go back out and do another big climb.
Coaches and riders, it's about 8 20 in your Devo girls, and this includes our advanced girls, intermediate girls, and beginning girls, both split 1 and 2. Now's the time to find your way to the staging and starting area there so that you can get set to begin around 8:40.
I just also want to remind everybody to please not cross over the trail, especially here as the finish line is starting. I guarantee that both sides are going to give you a wonderful photograph moment. If you get like you got to run to the other before they get there, just, resist that urge. Stay on one side. Especially watch out for your kids. We've had times where kids have been hit by bikers because they went taken out into the trail not realizing that the bikers were coming. It was not a pretty scene. And so even as I'm saying this, we have people running across. But really, please be very aware. Even if you think, they're far enough in the distance, if they see you crossing the trail, subconsciously they will slow down because they don't want someone to shoot out into the trail and get hit. So just be aware, let's be respectful, and help them get the best times that they can.
We really hope you're enjoying this beautiful venue here at Three Peaks Recreation Area. This is a Bureau of Land Management administered area. These are your public lands, folks. Let's use them, enjoy them, and let's use them wisely. Let's be fire conscious and fire safe. Let's make sure that we clean up after ourselves. But really, what a great opportunity to be here and use our public lands.
And speaking of public lands, you don't even have to go use the restroom in the trees because we have got a sponsor from I Got Poop. They are an amazing sponsor. They do all sorts of stuff. It's not just a porta potty.
It meets the unparalleled demands and requirements for serious endurance athletes so that they can train harder than ever before without compromise. The first endurance, you don't need anything else. We designed the line to work as a system so there's no more guesswork. The result, great clean nutrition and second to none. I know Portland, one of our other announcers is a former and he swears by first endurance product.
We have a couple of pro racers that are announcers, and it's really fun to work with them because I, as we stated, are quite at my beginning stages of mountain biking, and it's really fun to listen to them and hear them talk about the trails and talk about the tips and all the secrets of being an amazing rider. Anyway, it is it's really fun to be able to work, and all these kids out here, they have an opportunity to continue riding after this. This is just the beginning for them.
Folks, we've talked a lot about volunteers today, but I just received word from our volunteer coordinator. There's a need for volunteers today for stationary course marshals. If you're here, if you want to get out on course and get a little bit closer to the action, please make your way to the volunteer desk that's over in the registration and volunteer pavilion just to the south of the finish line here. We could really use your help.
And really it helps, if we can have repeat course marshals, and there is a reward. If you are a stationary course marshal, I think it's three shifts that you start getting awards, and then more if you stay longer. Hey, it looks like we have our first rider coming up of our advanced boys. And he is giving it all he has, going across that line. Out for...
That's Tacoma Smith, Carbon High School, coming across the finish line right there.
Tacoma Smith. Yeah, so he just finished. So this is one thing that I did not realize. When they do an extra lap, they just send him out there. So they didn't even cross over here. So that was my bad. That's awesome. So he is our first place for intermediate 8th grade boys. Tacoma Smith. Well done, Tacoma. So with our advanced boys that are out there doing that extended lap, we should be seeing them. I would say what, in the next 5 or so minutes, maybe more than that. Depends on if they're on their e-bike or not.
And just to give you an idea here, so Tacoma, who just finished our provisional first place in intermediate 8th grade boys there, his lap time was just a couple of seconds over 26 minutes.
Sounds like we have some more riders coming across. Well done. Well done. These are two teammates that came across. Who was that, Chris?
So those are two Lone Peak riders, Carson Bird and Easton Siegmiller. Place riders, Easton Siegmiller second, and Carson Bird unofficial third.
Here comes another rider. He is
Followed by Asher James from Westlake High School.
We've got a sprint going on.
Looks like we've got Magnus Gray, Blake Graber, Cole Christensen.
I don't know about all of you out there, but man, I get excited for race day. I love watching these kids out here riding. We have got another rider that is coming up. He is out of his saddle, giving it all he's got.
Pushing her right to the end, Lone Peak rider coming across the finish line.
I love that look of relief when they cross that finish line
also. Stevens, Tate Larson.
Oh, we've got a sprint to the finish line. 3-minute sprint. I love watching this.
Hunter Cottom, Bradley Dillon, Zachary O'Connell. Tyler Cedar, Jack Peterson. David Mason, Harriman High School.
We got two riders that are coming in.
Matthias Bird, Ben Frederick, Riverton High School. That's Copper Hills Riders, Julian Bingham, Carter Fletcher, Riverton High School. That's Lone Peak rider, Quinn Myers. Dylan Shepard, Bradley Beal, Harriman High School. Westlake, Carter Peterson.
We've got a sprint going on. Let's see who can ride it out.
Pushing it right to the line there. That's the Riverton rider, Luke Ross, Tregan, Erkenbrack from Cedar Valley. Isaac Larson, Harriman High School. That's a BMX rider there, folks.
As you see them coming up and they give that.
Spears, Lone Peak High School. Riker Olson. Lots of our riders like Isaac are dual sport riders that also race BMX as well as mountain bikes. Chase Nixon, Orman High School. Also Tony Hatch, Bingham High School. Colin Barlow, Lone Peak. Also Carter Manwaring, Quinn Jacobson, Asher Pope, Ian Scoville.
We've got a sprint going on, and they are giving it all they've got. Coming across the finish line.
That's Bingham Ryder, Garrett Tennant, Andrew Torstead, Durham High School. Also Carson Mink, Lone Peak High School. Carson Smith, Bingham High School. Tanner Gillespie, Provo High School. Andrew Jensen, Bingham High School. Summit Sadler, Bingham High School. Richard Mortimer, Logan Short, Steele Elton, Boston Scott, also Ryder Anderson, Ryan Anderson in that mix, Nixon Flegel. That's Bingham High School rider Chad Darby, Aspen Fonger, Kia Miller, Brent Agard, Westlake High School, also in that group. Dallin Robbins, Trent Weed, Provo High School, Grant Sherman, Lucas Kearse, Jeremiah Jones, Riverton High School, Mateus Lamb, Westlake, Jackson E, Harriman High School.
That would be Carter Blair with Westlake and Evan Crane with Jordan High.
Giving it all he's got. Across the finish line there. Good group of riders there, folks. There's Dino in the mix there. And some of our
That was Thomas Griffin coming through with Jordan High. Griffin. Thomas Griffin.
the results are behind the trailer there, buddy.
That would be Angie. She is the supermodel, though. She used to take pictures of herself, too. That's how she became so famous. Companies.
Tate Thomas, Mountain Ridge rider.
And she just got a gorgeous picture of Tate with all that skill and talent. But she's with Selective Vision. It's the Utah League's professional. It is not easy
That's
when
Ryan
you're.
Ryan Rands, also Jacob Christiansen, also in that group there, both from Lone Peak.
A lot of times when you see these riders running in, their bike has given up on them. They have not given up, but their bike has given up.
Westlake High School, nice work, buddy.
Nice work. Way to finish.
Yep, Shane, nowhere in sight on that bike. Nowhere in sight.
Shane is gone. That has got to be so frustrating out on the course. When you see those runners coming through, just scream them on in, because that means they're going to finish no matter what. Their derailleur could have broken, their chains could have disappeared, their bike could just be tired and giving up, but they want to finish, so scream them on in. We've got another rider coming in, pedaling fast, all the way to the end.
That's Harriman Riker, Striker, Brian. Let's see. Looks like we've got Alex Homer, Tate Bevan.
that look of relief on their faces after such a hard ride. Once they cross that finish line, it's like this sigh of relief of, oh, I did it. Not only just a sigh of relief, but a look of pride in their eyes.
Absolutely. Lots of fun out there, too. I mean, that's really the point here, folks. We're out to ride bikes. Bikes are fun.
Looks like everyone's smiling. If you're not smiling, you have no joy in your life. You should be smiling. It's a bike race.
It is a bike race. And I know somebody who's smiling. It's Sean from Game On Live Studio. It's on the rock promontory. He's got his arms held up there just to the west of the announcer's booth there. You can see his camera set up there. You can access the live feed, both audio and visual of this race if you go to www.go.co. You can log on to the live stream there. That's not only for folks that are here at the venue, but also for family and friends that might not have been able to make the trip. They can tune in. Maybe grandma and grandpa back home can tune in and.
So sometimes we have some extreme technical difficulties when it comes to the finish line here. They still get the correct finishing, but sometimes it's not coming through quickly and as quickly as we'd like it to. But just a very rough draft of the podium today for intermediate boys. We got Tacoma Smith, Easton Siegmiller, Carson Bird, Tristan Blechtold, and Garrett Murray. The unofficial results there for our junior Devo. And unfortunately, we're not able to catch all the advanced boys, but we've got a Lincoln, Goodwin, and Asher James that are both there at the top of the list. We're hoping to be able to keep our computer going and working, and so we can give you a better reading of who's coming in. But I do have to say, that I lost the bet with Chris. I'm gonna have to buy him a drink later. It was 26. What was that? It was the first one that came through. That was a Tacoma Smith.
What was my guess? What was my guess?
Your guess, I think, was 22. Sounds like we got a bird of Steel, and he is at the top of that boulder in an orange helmet. Happy birthday, Steel. Be careful up there.
Folks, with all of the really unique rock formations that we have here at Three Peaks, we've got wonderful vantage points for viewing our race. You see many of you are taking advantage of those. Please be mindful of the safety concerns when you're climbing out there on these features. I know that it's a lot of fun, but there's been a lot of potential accidents out there. Please enjoy yourselves, but be careful as well.
And also know where your children are at all times. We don't have lifeguards. Sorry about that. Well, that's not surprising. That's why you have a nanny. We have some. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened there. Just a little bit of interference. But we have some amazing sponsors that are out here today. And we've got some that have been with us for a long time, some that are new. As for Lazumi, I don't know if that is me. Oh, that was Chris. All of you can yell at Chris. My voice sounds like an angel. His sounds like static. But Pearl Izumi is a worldwide leader in cycling. 2021 Utah High School Cycling League. Visit Pearl Izumi factory store located at the outlets of Park City to shop their extensive, I can talk today, extensive collection. Where Pearl Izumi, here we go. Is in need. Even today, they were saying that we needed some. We're probably going to need some more. So if you want to keep hanging out with us, go to the volunteer table that it's over at the pavilion over there by registration and let them know that you're in to stay. So our top two girls with advanced girls, the Kaya Miller and Aspen Fonger, they came in at incredible times, and they were doing a lap and a half. And those times were just over 30 minutes, and that was some good timing. Yes, sir. I'd just like to thank Ryan as one of our main sponsors. He walks around with gasoline and fills up people's cars. If you ran out of gas, let him know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're a team where there's nothing better than new kit day. We're a team where we make it easy to wear the beautiful USA Made custom cycling apparel for your team.
Oh, up off the saddle. They're out of the saddle and riding to the end. Well done, well done. That, my friends, that was Quincy Pepper. And that is our unofficial third place for advanced girls from we have Lily Jones and Sarah Spalino. It looks like Aubrey Barton is going to be our unofficial fifth place for beginning girls, which also is on podium with Lone Peak. Well done. Taylor Todd came across with a huge old fist bump. That is right. When you finish, it's a tricky course. It's difficult. We had one rider a couple races ago that right before the finish line actually got off his bike, and we thought, what is happening? He still was cruising, and he jumped up and did a little side kick, little hill kick to the finish line. We've got a whole bunch of girls just flying across the finish line. They're coming through so fast that our computer's lagging behind. But, man, we just had a whole big group come through, and they are just cruising. It is so fun to see these girls coming across. And, actually, we really need to get more. Oh, we've got 3 coming in. And it's going to be close to see how 2 of them are coming in. Pulling ahead is Lone Peak. All of these ladies have been coming through strong, and it's fun to see that relief on their face and also the joy of finishing such a hard course.
So our fourth wave of riders, which are ready to start at 10:20. We've still got some time to think about warm-ups, think about hydration, think about getting the season here. Looks like we've got Westlake rider coming across the finish line. That's Cedar Jensen. Nice work. It's Westlake rider London Chipman. London with a Y. That's Eliza Cook, Lone Peak High School.
Oh, we've got a little. If you notice there in that orange vest, that was one of our course marshals that rides with with the teams. They are fantastic, and we are always in need of volunteers.
As we look forward to our varsity boys and girls races, just to give you a little idea, they are going to ride 3 extended laps for the boys and 2 extended laps for our varsity girls. That's a lot of riding, folks, on this really challenging and fun course there. It's going to be fun to see how that comes together today.
Oh, and it's always so exciting to watch them as they're going around on different laps and their different times. We've got another rider coming in. Well done, Audrey.
That's Audrey Madsen. Kenna Gunderson, Mountain Ridge High School. Fun to see both of our girls and boys participate in mountain biking. They all ride the same courses. We've got all different levels of proficiency, skill levels, and that sort of thing. Everybody rides in mountain biking. Nobody rides the bench here, folks. So fun to see them push it right to the end here. We've got a Bingham rider coming up to the finish line. That is Michelle Barden, Bingham High School. Nice work. Avery Evans, Mountain Ridge High School.
So while we're waiting for some more riders to come across, I'd just like to recognize Pivot Cycles. Pivot Cycles is a platinum sponsor, and it is filled with passion for mountain bikers just like you and I. They are designing, prototyping, and testing the best mountain bikes in the world in their backyard in Tempe, Arizona. So we'd like to thank Pivot Cycles for all of their support. We can't do this without them.
Also, Envy Composites. They're located at the foot of the Wasatch Mountains in Ogden. Envy manufactures carbon fiber cycling rims and components. Envy's wheels and components are chosen by the best cyclists in the world, including the Cannondale Factory Racing and the Santa Cruz Syndicate. Envy is one of the only companies in the bicycle industry to manufacture entirely in the United States of America, and all Envy rims and wheel sets are handmade in Ogden, Utah, USA.
It sounds like you know a lot about that company. You got some knowledge going on up in there. Another one of our amazing sponsors is Adobe. And I am going to tell you about Adobe after we recognize this rider coming through.
This is West Granite composite rider Alexa Davis.
And we've got another rider coming up fast. Just about to the finish. Big sigh of relief.
Eden Carlson, Lone Peak High School.
Finishing up and out of her saddle. I love it. But let me tell you a little bit about Adobe. Adobe is reimagining customer experience management with Adobe, the industry's only end-to-end solution for experience creation, marketing, advertising, analytics, and commerce.
Maggie Larson, Orem High School. Folks, as the sun comes up, we're enjoying a beautiful day. Make sure you get on that sunscreen. Don't want to go home with a sunburn on your neck there. Make sure you're drinking lots of water, especially our riders and racers out there, keeping well hydrated. That's Lone Peak rider Holly Hine. Excuse me, Molly Hine. Sometimes I can read.
Hooked on Phonics did not work for you. So a little bit about this race course that they are going through. It is 5.8 miles and has 384 feet of elevation, and it combines with like a flowy single track with a bit of slick rock, but it's an extremely fun finish. The course starts with a small dirt road and spreads out to a field. The riders then turn onto an area that's called the Twilight Zone. It's a rolling single-track trail with slick rock sections for a few wooden bridges with ride-arounds. Next is another section of dirt road to allow for passing before turning onto the Three Peak Trail. After that, they can just let it rip into a fun and flowy rolling section of this trail. Riders will then turn onto another dirt road that starts off flat but then turns into a steep and loose climb. This takes a lot of technical ability. That loose climb is called Jesus Hill. Pretty sure because you are praying the whole way up. The best descent comes immediately after with a fast flow on the big hole loop and technical slick rock on Lost World. There will be one A and B line option on Lost World featuring steep rock rolls, which will be open to the varsity and JVA categories. Once the slick track ends, it's time to hammer it out on the dirt road to the finish area. And that's where we get to be watching them here. And it's just so fun to see them with that just grit on their face, climbing up this hill to the finish line and finishing it with all they've got.
Absolutely. I just had a fantastic time pre-riding the course yesterday. I found the first techie section really enjoyable. All kinds of different lines out there. I think that's really the hallmark of this course. So many different lines that can be taken. I think it's really going to reward those riders that have good bike skills, that are willing to take a risk and maybe take a slightly riskier line and get around one of their opponents that's chosen a more safe but potentially slower line there. Really give them an opportunity to mix things up. That provides some great obstacles to hop over and to have as they make their way through this that's located on the Three Peaks recreation area.
Pads are engineered specifically for athletes. Crash pad cushion protection and hill insanely fast.
Cedar Valley.
On Amazon, Crash Pads is a local Utah company. Support our local Utah company.
Looks like we got a Cedar Valley rider coming across the finish line, bunny hopping across there. That's Grady Gunter. That's our unofficial second place beginner 8th grade boy.
I love the little hop finish there at the end. Sometimes you can't even take the time to look behind you. Just expect someone to be right there and to the end.
Westlake High School, Isaac Newram. Roast beef, please. That would be great. Thank you very, very much.
Candace?
You are the best.
Ooh, a quick peek up. Finally finishing that hard course. We have got few riders. Oh, but the big jump.
Bunny hop across the finish line. That was Oliver Schreiber. Making moves right at the end. That's the Lone Peak rider. Looks like another Mountain Ridge rider making his way here to the finish line. School rider Bryson Peck. Fantastic. Parents, coaches, thanks so much for all of your hard work for all of our volunteers. If you'd like to volunteer as a stationary trail marshal, check in with our volunteer booth. Mansouri, nice work. Westlake High. Isaac Aldridge, strong, nice work. We've got Dallin Patterson from Mountain Ridge High School, also Timpanogos rider, or Orem rider, excuse me. That's Dallin Patterson. Valued sponsor. One of those is Pivot Cycles, the Olympics and national champion high school mountain bike racing. You know, sometimes our bikes, even though we did our best there, I think that's how that works.
Well, corporate sponsors. One of them that I personally do love is Valve Opportunity. So, we lost a helmet. We've got it hanging up here. It's beautiful. It's on display. So, just if someone's missing it, let us know. We got it.
also, we are like totally with it on up-to-date knowledge of the social media. It's gone. But we'd love for you guys to follow us on our social media page.
Yeah, if you want to hear us later on in the day, if you're just missing our angelic voices, you can get on again and listen. That is our gift to you. You are welcome. Actually, that's Sean's gift to you. You can thank Sean.
Three Peaks Recreation Area. This is a Bureau of Land Management, Department of the Interior administered site. These are your public lands, folks. Enjoy. Careful with fire. Clean up after yourselves, and make sure you're hauling out all of your trash. Thrilled to be down here in Cedar City. We have great host cities and venues, and hope you've had a good experience here.
Here comes another big group all together. This is going to be close. They're all pretty close together.
Jackson Weaver, Bennett Koch, Jackson Zucker, Colton Roberts, Carson Coles.
You know, I love when you see all those teammates close together and they're able to drift off each other, give each other a little break for a little bit. It may not seem like a lot when you're watching them, when they're right behind each other, but to be able to not have that break.
Definitely, and especially over a 3-lap race like this, you know, those that can manage their strength, that can take advantage of some of those drafts, those that know how to meter their output, they're going to be at an advantage over this 3-lap race. Looks like we got another group of folks coming through. Rylan Eckert, followed by Garrett Michaelis, Max Reich also in the mix there.
All teammates once again riding together. I love the teamwork that goes on.
Provo rider Jonah, Lone Peak rider Brigham, excuse me. Sometimes I can read.
Yeah. We also have Jeff Rank, and we've got 3 more that's close behind him.
Hard. So her lap time is 30 minutes, folks. Also remember Trek Bicycles, folks. When it comes to a NICA sponsor, they announced, they announced that in addition to the $1 million split tires sold, as well as $10 from the sale of every full suspension mountain bike to NICA. Thank you, Trek. We can't do these races without our valued sponsors. Thanks for all you. We also appreciate all of the work of our volunteers. We've got Dave here in the announcement tent here that's here to help us out.
One company that knows about this is one of our amazing sponsors, Ruby. We know it can be hard to eat those fruits and vegetables. They take time to prep, they're messy, and they don't always taste good. But without them, you lack energy and vitality. Ruby is an easier, tastier way to get your fruits and veggies. Simply pour the freeze-dried powder into a shaker bottle with water, shake and drink. Sponsoring us today. And remember to keep that nutrition going, whether you are on or off the race course. These varsity races are some of my favorite to watch, and it just kills me that they got to pull them off. But safety comes first, and we want all these kids to be safe. Since we have some time before our next race starts, we all can sit in anticipation, waiting for the racers to come across the finish line. I just wanted to give Sean a chance over here. He's not busy at all working on the live stream. I wanted to pick the most inconvenient time to ask him this question. But Sean, why is it that you decided to come help us with live stream?
I came to help you with live stream because what's more awesome than mountain biking, right? Cycling, we get to celebrate each of the athletes as they come through, get to hear their name, and now they get to have their parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles see it everywhere. Like, I love it.
Yeah, all over the world, too. Anyone can tune in. You got an aunt and uncle that's over in Zimbabwe? Tune in. Awesome. So, yeah, he was just telling me that they've had people from Africa watch some of the sports. I mean, really, mountain biking is pretty fun. And the fact that they get different camera angles going, and they have the most amazing announcers in the world, how could you go wrong? Well, Sean, thank you for everything you do. You guys are awesome.
Think about that.
Stars. It's all the supplies that they have to keep everybody safe out on the trail, to make sure markings are there, to make supplies. And we are so grateful to all those who volunteer to be able to do that. And even those volunteers, standing at the crossing gates, that's not always how you get those people that stop sign's not for them. You know what? We give all rights for anyone holding a stop sign that you can smack someone in the face if they don't listen to you. All right, gently, so we, no trouble ensues. We don't want any ensuing happening, or just suing straight up.
Well, so maybe it's kind of laying low for a minute here, right? Sometimes, yeah, it is kind of laying low. Sort of the biggest thing that we try to do is that we have some technology in place with our mats here that are in place that help, show as riders come through. Right. In theory, they work really good. In practice, sometimes not so much there. Really what we sort of need help doing, you can see how with some of these races here, we're able to call them out, generally as they come by. Right. Sometimes all of the gaps that you hear is because we're having issues with technology, and we have one of our antennas down, so sometimes we just don't pick up the names. So right. We obviously see riders are coming through, we don't know who they are to name them. But if you could help us write down, and tell me if I'm saying this wrong here, Candace, but yeah. If you could kind of help us keep track, our next race here is going to be for the JBA boys. Write down as these riders come across the finish line so that we can report on how they finished. When you'll see this when sweep, so it doesn't have a name attached to it. But normally you'll see the rider's name, their school, and then somewhere down here it'll have their rank, where they've finished there.
That changes fast.
Yeah.
Second someone goes over and changes. So that's where this comes in handy.
Yep. So then this actually gives sort of a.
Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with looking at this.
Okay.
On my phone.
Gotcha.
So we're going to be doing the JBA boys, right?
Yes.
JBA boys. And so the only way to refresh it is you got to click on view. And so as they're coming across, just click on view, it'll refresh.
So, to be clear, my job is to
Fix that.
Is to watch the computer. Is that right?
Yes, and to write down, we want to know, because they're going to be doing 2 laps, so we want it on the we are only 1 minute away from our next race starting. And man, I'm happy that we can start again. It looks like we just have a 30-minute delay for this next race that's about to start. We have 30 seconds left for this ride to take off. But it looks like as long as we don't have any more weather that hinders our races here, it looks like we're only going to be, 30 minutes off the starting time of this last race. And then the next one's going to go at 12:35, and then 1:30, and then 1:35. And so then it actually kind of moves, so there's only going to be like a 20-minute delay when it gets to our JV girls, the A group. It's only going to start 10 minutes later, actually, 10 minutes. And this is due to our amazing race crew to be able to get out there and get things put back together quickly. So we're going to be able to, once again, as long as we've got some good weather still, and we don't get any more lightning coming through, because safety is our first priority. But as long as we don't have any more storms coming through, it sounds like we're only going to have, by the time we get to the JV girls, we are only going to have a 10-minute delay, which is amazing. So thank you, race crew. All right, it looks like I can see our JVA boys that are heading up the hill right now on their first loop. These guys are going to be doing 2 laps, and they are the extended laps. And I will tell you the distance they are going to be going here. So it looks like they do 15 miles. And 15 miles is a good distance to ride. Right now the temperature is a little, there's, a little brisk up. So we don't have the sun beating down on them. But this ride is a really, really fun ride. There are some very, very rocky parts that take some more technical skill, but there's also some slick rock. Ooh, that hopefully dries in time. Otherwise, it really is slick. Otherwise, it's really grippy and just fun to ride on. There are, with the extended lap, there's some extra, I guess you could say some extra trails that they get to go on and explore out on this amazing course. There's about 384 feet of elevation gain on this whole course. And so when these guys are doing 2 laps, by the time they come around that first lap, they are already pretty exhausted and then go head right back out so they can finish the full 15 miles. But it's always fun to see as they come around for that first lap. It's always fun to see those that were able to push hard and endure through it and even beat their first lap time. It's really, really exciting to watch. I just get excited for race day. I just really get excited. I get excited to watch them. I can feel the anxiety pumping through them in a good way. In a good way, though, and it is just loads of fun. Boys, the second wave is going to be heading out.
8:30 in the morning and 5 o'clock at night.
And so we will have over 100 boys out there riding on this track.
Well, folks, we're excited to have races resume for you this afternoon. Lots of really great viewing opportunities here because of the unique rock formations that gives lots of really interesting and unique vantage points to watch the race. But also, please be mindful of the danger that some of these formations can pose. Make sure that your kids are being safe there. We hate to have any accidents off the course. Also, a reminder that we are extremely fortunate to be here at the Three Peaks Recreation Area. This is a Department of the Interior Bureau of Land Management special recreation area. These are your public lands, folks. Enjoy them, but enjoy them wisely. Please be careful with your use of fire. Follow all of the guidelines and restrictions that might be in place. For that, keep track of your trash and haul out everything that you bring in. We're lucky to be here and to enjoy such great facilities. Thanks also to our course marshals, our race crew that keep things running smoothly. We can't say enough about all of our volunteers that are made up of parents, coaches, assistant coaches, folks that are interested in participating in mountain bike racing. We couldn't do these races without you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I just think we're just lucky to be in Utah, because there are so many amazing trails, and kind of seems like anywhere you go, you can find a fun trail to ride on.
Absolutely. I mean, if you just think about the central region, we started out at Powder Mountain. We're up there in those subalpine and alpine conditions there, where we've got sort of Pacific Northwest type conditions through evergreens and beautiful loamy soil for the racers to ride on, to the sort of high landscape of Price there, where you got that steep climb up to the top of the plateau there, and kind of a relatively flat area before you drop down into the valley floor again. We've got, and now we find ourselves here at Three Peaks, where we've got, classic southern Utah pinyon juniper, as well as slick rock landscape that's so indicative of, this beautiful area down here in southern Utah. And then we'll finish up at Eagle Mountain, where we've got, classic Lake Mountain type terrain there with rocky and dusty soils there that will always be concerned about the wind. But just a great diversity of terrain here that we are so lucky to be able to take advantage of.
Absolutely, absolutely. We also have 4 different regions. And so as you look across, you can go on website, www.utahhsmtb, and you can go see where all of our venues at. But some of the other ones, we go up to Beaver Mountain, that is up above Logan, and it's beautiful up there. We had beautiful weather this year. And other places we go down to Moab, and then also to Soldier Hollow, which are all just amazing courses. I mean, you can't go wrong riding a Moab. I don't think that's even possible.
No, it's not. World class. Moab, that's got a worldwide reputation for its Red Rock and Slick Rock arches and Canyonlands National Park within striking distance there. Beaver Mountain, those are my old stomping grounds from Utah State University and heading up Logan Canyon to ride there. I haven't ever been to a race up there, but look forward to that at some point. And then Silver Mountain. Who else in the country has a former Olympic venue as a place to hold a mountain bike race for high school students? I imagine maybe there's something out there, but I doubt there is.
Oh, I doubt it. We're just going to pretend like there isn't, because it's pretty awesome that we do it. That we can really, that's why we had the Olympics here. It's amazing.
It definitely is.
Now, one thing that I love is that each course is so different too. I mean, there's always, the technical side of things that you've got to be prepared for, but every terrain is so different.
Weather situation, we will let you know if there are specific hazards that we face, and provide instruction and detail on what you need to do to avoid that. Again, we appreciate your cooperation with so quickly evacuating the venue, and it makes our job much easier and makes sure that that everyone stays as safe as they can. Thanks again to our coaching staff, our head coaches, our assistant coaches. I see Coach Norda off to the east there, surveying the landscape there. Appreciate all of the hard work that these folks put in to teach our student athletes correct bike principles, but they also teach them how to have fun. They also teach them how to be good sportsmen. They also teach them how to be good friends. So many incidental great things that go on with these programs, and this only happens because of the great coaching staff, the folks that give so much of their time and effort to making sure that our student athletes' mountain biking experiences are our absolute best.
As we were watching the varsity girls come in that absolute downpour and the cold wind, They're all standing at the end with their coaches, and as their teammates were coming in, they'd go wrap an emergency blanket around them, and they'd do a big, huge, like.
Neat to see that. I think that's probably one of the greatest things that comes out of activities like that. The team building, the camaraderie, the lifetime friendships that develop through these races there. I know memories are being made today that our student athletes are going to remember, throughout their lifetimes. They're probably going to share them with their kids one day and get their kids excited about participating in something like this.
Yeah, it's always all about just having fun and teams working, cheering each other. He loves is when he's riding. There's only about 2 of them on his team in the same category, and so the rest of the team comes and they are just screaming and cheering him on. And to just watch that at every race, you see that every race where those who are done riding or getting ready to ride will come and just cheer on their other teammates. And yeah, it's really awesome. There's never a moment where teammates getting mad at another for affecting their time.
For sure, and you see that race after race and with team after team. It seems to be universal here in our sport there that there's just sportsmanship. Nice work, Gabe.
This is Gabe. He is like the all-star course marshal.
Sportsmanship. Nice work, Gabe.
This is Gabe. He is.
Summer, the Tokyo Olympics. We had some pretty exciting mountain bike races there. Any stretch of the imagination at all that we could have some of our Utah riders be competing at that level here in the not-too-distant future. And one of the ways that they're going to get there is by being involved with USA Cycling. USA Cycling is the sanctioning body that does so much for cycling sports here in the United States. They work with developing new riders, get into the leagues, and our elite. Again, I think we're going to see some of our Utah riders there in the not-too-distant future.
Well, I just want to clarify that you're not talking about me. I know that might be confusing if you see me.
Created some safety concerns for us. We've waited that out. We've turned the corner now with some better weather, and we're doing our best to run a race for you here. It's that sort of nimbleness and to give our student athletes, their coaches and parents and other supporters the best opportunity to have a great experience today. Thank you so much, race crew, for all that you do.
With Lone Peak High School. He's going out for his second lap right now. And here comes our next rider.
By Westlake rider, and that is Colin Draper, Westlake High School.
Looks like we've got another Lone Peak rider. Would that be Lone Peak? It looks like it on that jersey. Yes, indeed, it is.
First one grabbing a little bit of nutrients as he's going through Turkowski. And we've got Mason Fonsbeck, Gavin Clausen, and Easton Dukarat in that group of 3 that just came through. Andrew Peterson and Daniel Lewis from Timpview High School.
We also had Weston Taylor come through that we missed. Oh, and a huge group going through.
So there, one is by our very, very own Carson Howard. The other one's my son.
There's a Trace Jensen and Barbaro that just came through. That was Frank. I love the cheerleading team on this side. They've got some vocal cords over there. That was Noah. I'm going to let you take over that last name there.
Tsubaki.
Very nice. Fang. I got Fang. I can say that. Suchkowski and Dallin Armstrong. Coming up right behind them was Ammon.
So we got lots of folks coming and joining us here on the finish line as we anticipate the finish of 2 laps on our course. Races there. That's going to be our JVB boys, both won. Remember, that is a 30 races after that. Expect a 10-minute delay from the air. So, boys D2, that's a 1:35 start time. Then with Wave 7, that's going to be our JV Girls A. Start time of 2:20. Freshman girls, start time of...
Instagram. Just stick on a hashtag, hashtag more kids on bikes, hashtag MyNikaY, and hashtag USMTB. And we'd So if you're standing out here watching and waiting and you're getting a little...
Race is so special. Looks like we got our first rider coming in. Hands off the bars. That is Nathan Dutton, Lone Peak High School.
Across the finish line.
That is
Beautiful.
right.
And up out of the saddle, we have got... Always get...
This seventh place rider just came across the finish line there. Still under an hour for 2 laps. This is West Lawson, Alexander Cherney, Grayson Aston, and Westlake rider Jack Turskansky.
I think that was dead on. Well done. Got another Lone Peak rider coming up. This rider is Quentin Barney. Well done, Quentin. And I just want to let you know how impressed I am by Chris. You should have seen how fast those names were coming up on the board, and he was just able to get them all out. That was amazing.
We're doing our...
But no, then right after Easton came ripping through with a 3-minute lead, behind him, the next 4 were all super duper close in time.
That's Harriman rider Hunter Pease, followed closely by his teammate Riley Williams.
That race.
Eli Norda, Bingham High School.
So earlier with that storm that came through, we just got dumped on, and the wind was cold, and that was with an excellent ride. Man, this guy is cruising through. That far behind from Orem. Who that is?
That is Lucas.
Another rider, Armstrong, not too far behind.
So for our Wave 7 racers, that's going to be our JV girls, freshman girls, and single lap girls. Start thinking about heading towards the staging area here in the next couple of minutes. This right here is Bingham rider, the staging area here in the next couple of minutes. This right here.
Different little tidbits. And then you could also go back and watch the entire race if you'd like and see everybody coming across. You can see the storm that rolled through and cut off some of the varsity boys' ride. But really, overall, it's just exciting to go back and watch. And if you can see them coming across this finish line, that's always fun.
Tier link. That was Jackson Miller. All right, in this group, Jace Wagstaff, Nathan Murdoch, Sam Robinson, Colin Horder, Gregory, Preston Darby. These guys are pushing hard, working hard. Gavin Smith, followed by Tyler Black. Or Seth Peterson, Miles Peterson. Ridge, Bukaritz, Terrell, Jaden Waters, Cedar Valley.
Stinks when your bike gives up before you do, but man, running it all the way to the end was Carter Quinn.
Nice work, Carter.
Oh man,
pushing it right to the end.
That is rough. That is so rough when your bike quits working on you. But he just ran it through. He's exhausted. But I love that endurance and just that determination across the finish line, even if you have to run your bike through.
So our JV girls A should be making their way to the staging area right now, please.
But we've got Grant Jensen coming across from Timpview High School.
And then shortly after that, our freshman girls, they also need to be at staging right now, please.
From Mountain View High School. From Harriman, we have got Andrew Berger. Followed closely behind him, Matthew Gee and Mitchell Heath, both very close behind.
Also, our JV girls B, 211 at starting, and single leg girls, 214.
From Cedar Valley, that was Ian Whittler. From Lone Peak, that was Zane Greenberg going out for his second lap there.
Jackson Wood, Ethan Gullett, Caleb Scholl.
All of them heading out for the second. Got 15 miles to go. That is it's a very long route to go. But we've got years, and one of them is our course marshal, and then we also have sweeps that come riding through too. But we need volunteers. What keeps these events going?
Up on your right.
That right there was Ethan Jensen. That was Alex Lawrence finishing it off right there. James Tolman coming through strong.
Brigham Rhodes, Westlake rider Benjamin Shaw, and Parker Simmons from Lone Peak High School.
That right there was Broder Hannah coming through. Oh, a race sprint to the finish. That was Bryce Taylor and Nathan Aston.
Cayman Quinn coming across the finish line from Lone Peak High School. Huge sigh of relief.
Massive sigh of relief. That had to be that was Jackson Yen, Micah Rhodes, Gentry Smalls, Ethan Moore. All coming in real close together.
Connor Malawi, Matthew Lemon, Seth Peterson, and Mountain Ridge rider Carter Stanley.
Here comes another ride.
At Cedar Valley, William Stansville. Enjoyable. We had a great time. Nice work, Carbon High School. So we've got a little bit of time here, folks, for our wave 8 of racers, but that's going to be our JVC boys as well as some of our freshman boys. We're looking at around 3:20 for our JVC boys C1, being at the staging area. 3:20.
Barton that came through. So real quick, I want to tell you, holding the positions currently on that first lap, we had Rebecca Franz, Lone Peak rider coming in. That, my friends, is Indy Watts.
That is Natalie Bushel, Bingham High School, followed closely by Lindy Jesperson, Carbon High School. Lots of spirit here at the finish line, cheering our riders on. Nice work. Areas follow the instructions of our volunteers that are there to keep riders safe and to give them the best opportunity to have their best race experience possible today. Looks like we got another Lone Peak rider headed towards the finish line. That is going to be Zoe Fruit, Lone Peak High School. High School, also Provo's, Elena War, Kaya Siemens, Aspen Moody, and McKinley Sadler. That is
Coming on through. There's some big fans. That right there is Evelyn Jacobson. I love the enthusiastic cheering going on. All right, so now this time real quick. For JVB girls so far on the first lap, we've got Kylie Fredrickson, Jenica Olson, Savannah Taylor, Sarah Swenson, and Avery Alder. They have incredible times coming across for that first lap. It's going to be exciting to see how that might get mixed up out there on the course for the second lap.
That's Mountain Ridge rider Lonnie Muir, followed by we got some great cowbell going for Provo rider Sasha Morningstar. It's staging at 2:20, JVC boys D2 at 3:25, and our top 5 for our, well, let's see, for our single lap girls, but prior to that, we also had some of our
Come on, Mountain Ridge!
Go, go, go!
Yeah!
Taylor, that our unofficial top 5, right there, that was Cedar Curtis, came cruising on through there with JVB girls. But back with our JVB girls, that Kylie Frederick, that was a 1 hour, 2-lap ride. That was actually quite incredible. Followed close behind, and this is all within 2 seconds, mind you. Our top 5, Sarah and Savannah, like I said, all within actually 2 minutes. That right there was Abby French. It's been a long day, my people. Asia Mercer coming across there from Mountain Ridge High School. You know, I have to say, as announcers, we start the day off massively strong. By this time of day, we've been talking for 10 hours, and it's a little iffy. That right there was Hannah Huntington with Riverton. Real quick, I'd just like to point out one of our amazing sponsors. We have incredible sponsors throughout this league. They are absolutely wonderful. We've got some really good ones out there, like Hyperthread, which is on the trailer.
Yes, all right!
Ivory, Cedar, a massive in addition to that was right now. That was Megan Davis with Bingham High School. With Lacey Anderson, not too far behind from Bingham High School. We have someone who just ended that time. Coming in for that last bit of the race.
Cedar Valley is just like
I am really positive with that right there. Close behind Landsman.
Nobody's been airlifted off the track, have they?
There's some obstacles out there that I'm sure were terribly intimidating. But look, we've got them here at the finish line. Good times really shows the progression that these young riders can make. Just think about it in just a couple of short years, they'll probably be some of our JU riders and even varsity, and probably land out some super fast times. People shopping for places right at the end. That is Mountain Ridge Emily Bell, followed by Haley Kurzan from Lone Peak High School. Fantastic! That's Tippinoka's high school rider. Excellent height. She appears to have her own race section right there. That's fantastic. As well as our single-out boys out on course for right around 25 minutes or so. So I would expect within the next couple of minutes we're going to start to see our leaders come through to start their co-factor Jeremy Vaughn and Christian Whitehour place out Endicott and Jade in third and Aspen Lucas fifth place. Udell Jorgensen from West Grand Composite in this work.
Wes, are we in full time?
Not related to full bodies. That was a beautiful finish.
All right, high road! High road! All right, good job!
This is Cedar Valley rider, Byron Sasser. That's our provisional second place rider for Billy Single Lap. He's followed by Herman rider Mateus Ferriero. That's our provisional third place rider for Billy Single Lap. Nice work.
Is that better?
Another amazing thing about the Tom does is
So good. Like everything makes it great. Put that.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, and
Yeah. It's all good. How do you stay in place for it, Mark?
Right. The series system to see the short is ace for all one down there. But if you haven't been to the union,
How'd Boots do?
you did good. Good crash.
He did?
There's West Grand Composite rider. Good side of the lead for Jack County.
Nobody come in through the finish.
Ninth place for
Somebody, one of those two, had access to the drum straight.
Alright, we got a rider that's pushing the bike here across the finish line. That takes a lot of willpower to keep going. Nice work.
I just want to know why they should just make that awkward by not sharing the
5 minutes, 24 seconds. That's the top 10 for JDC Boys.
I want you guys to realize how insane that is. The top 10 were all under 1 hour. This course is long. It's 8.8 miles. There's 348 feet of elevation. And it is not easy. They are really hard.
This is Evan Rider. Lawrence Swenson, left place there, JDC Boys.
So I don't know if any of you have noticed the big dent in some trees.
Scratched up or just?
I think it's just, my guess is he's probably bruised his elbow pretty good.
Fourth nice score, Jimmy Bowman. Leslie Rider, Dave Nelson.
Big smile that we crossing that finish line.
They'll say I can't move it. Yeah, that's the way it says, like, can I travel with it? Starlink satellites are scheduled to send from it down to all users within designated area. That's great.
Look for a 4:45 start time for the first one. AD went to race there. We're on down here, folks. We take a awesome second from the very nice school rider, Landon.
Yeah, I can hang out here. What is it, just come up and say disconnected and retry?
Yeah, just hit the. Alright, use your production magic on that camera.
That looks like our divisional fourth place here,
Tyson Bailey just came through to Cedar Valley.
action here right at the end. Connor Pomeroy. Trey Gunter, Cedar High School. Grade D2 starts away from that is Hunter Gunderson, number high school.
Dying to know if Jacob kept popping up. You know those little chips that they put on your bike so it knows when you're coming across the finish line? He was talking to his parents over here by the finish line and he came across many times.
And then went back and came across again. Then went back and came across again.
Those chips can be picked up at
Pretty good distance. We ain't playing minds when we do that.
Hey, Durham High School.
Tell me a little bit about it. Yeah, for my fans. For me.
So if you look out to the southwest there, folks, just beyond our first aid tent, you're going to start to see some of the final riders today. Part of the race. So right now, that's the forum down at Northeast High School, followed by Porter Gardner. Rider, Graydon Hamilton. Nice work, Graydon.
Well, let me just check. I'm not actually sure.
to know that you're not as
Sorry.
funny as you think you are.
Every day.
One of the race officials just said we are funny.
He's got the badge on that as official, so all of you better be laughing.
Flattery doesn't change the coverage for your team. Sorry.
Talk to you a little bit about it.
Rivalries what covers.
Okay, we'll see what we can do.
We might know, guy.
Well, folks, we've got a little lull in the action here. Freshman A,
Okay.
D1 and D2, as well as our freshman
Yeah.
D1 and D2s.
Well, no, and I think that
with rain and
you've seen it, but I think it's I definitely
now finishing strong.
there. We're serious when we're in the early stages of building the property and have desert color and software is for sale. We'd love to come down and say, yeah, I want to check with Vicky and say if they can come down Thursday or Friday, we would drive that one. But you're
He has been here for the past 2 days, bright and early before the sun comes up. Hours
You're cutting out on me.
And so, we'd like to give this guy Caroline just an hour. So anybody that can stick around and help us break down,
She
that'd be
did.
great.
Yep.
The sooner we can break down, the sooner we can go down to the pavilion until everything is broken down.
Yep.
So if
And then
you're
I
sitting
said,
around
oh,
waiting for
so it's
pavilion,
not for sale?
just
She
stand
said,
on
no,
up
it
and
is.
come help
I
us
can
take
show it
stuff
to you next
down.
week.
Then we can all go to pavilion, hug it out, try it out, take some pictures. It'll be some really sweet pieces.
Yeah. And I think she just said that. I think because it's, built in 2000, it probably have a lot of year. It's main question is if we're serious. She can show it sometime anytime after Wednesday.
to make a suggestion. And this is, one of those legit suggestions I'm sure all of you are going to want to do. If you tricky last name, it's pronounced
Well, I never
wrong 90% of the time. But if you go to www.gols.co, mine and Chris's voices for hours on end, and that is everyone's dream. You can go to sleep to our angel-like voices, or you can just watch the that works also. But if you want to come and see all these different races, if you want to see the horses, you can watch all of this. Thank you to Sean from Game On Live Studio.
No, seriously. About fine. Okay, let me clarify. They've said that they can't get
Jonathan.
They don't do that.
Absolutely. It's so fun to watch. It's so fun to see them progress and succeed as watching cheerleaders. It's awesome about being an announcer.
Yes, it is. Tate Munson, Mountain Ridge High School, followed by
Go Wesley! Go Wesley! Go, 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 go! Go Wesley!
by his teammate. That's
Go in, go in!
Jordan.
So just an official first lap. We have Colin Zurcher, Garen Benham, Mason Brown, McGrath, Gibbons. Apparently it's McGrath Wayne Gibbons. There we go.
Oh, around the neighborhood, that's what we call him.
And then Jamin. You know what? If somebody could actually tell me Jamin's last name, Jamin's last name starts with, it has about 20 letters. That was Brian Owen with Lone Peak. Owen. That was nice. But Jamin's last name, it starts with an X, has about 20 letters, ends with a Y. I could really slaughter it.
XY.
We could call him X Y.
Yep.
No, but there's a lot of other letters in between. Anyone can say that. You let me know.
Right now we've got Bingham Riders, Edison
Taylor,
I can't hear what you're saying.
For anybody else. Good.
Jack Durden and Tyler Weed. Grayson Halverson, Ian Butcher. This right here, my friends, is
Please be careful as you're crossing.
Well, yes, you have less stability. Oh, yeah, push it down. Yeah, that makes sense.
We'll have it all.
It'll be fun.
Lone Peak Rider.
Let us know how. What you
Judges
think
followed
about
by Benedict E. Williams, Bingham High School.
Oh, this
that. I mean, he crashed. We couldn't find him.
You're so ready.
He's in the. Wait, you're right in that.
Yeah, but he was so ready. First time, but this is the house.
This is like 19.
Wesley, Wesley! Go Wesley, go!
And Westlake Rider McKay Jensen.
Sure enough.
Jacob Daniels, Anthony Whitford, Cedar Valley, Jonah Brick.
Go,
Samuel Writing, excuse me. Hey, for a freshman.
First place, Owen Hayar.
that should be wrong. Oh, that's big. Go, Dave! Go, Wesley! Ranger! Go!
West Granite Composite, Henry Moore.
I liked how I was standing up off a seat there, crossing over, going for his second lap.
That's Westlake, Jackson Mumford.
There's a kid that looks like that you probably can get his name is something else. Tommy, what are you doing?
Connor Jensen, Copper Hills.
To be coming across the finish line. This kid or what?
Nice work, Landon.
All right, good job, bro.
Let's see, that's Brigham Cook, followed by Swick, Westlake High School. Tegan Robinson, and thank you so much.
Just a quick reminder, I know it's super tempting, but I cross over the trail, especially as riders are coming up, even if they are in the distance.
I don't think she ever made the podium. Like that year. Like she probably made other years, but
keep your children, pets, small toys out of the way of the looks like Cash came in second place there. He's also with Timview High School. They're having a good day today. Good to see.
This West Granite Composite rider is River Mains, followed by Parker Benka.
there's a day. Yeah.
So I just wanted to continue on with that gorgeous blonde that you saw taking pictures. That's Angie. She is with Selective Vision. The Utah League's professional photographer. Pictures of the race can be found on our website under the races tab.
What happened? Unless maybe we're at the wrong race. Oh, Natalie said.
Oh, right here. That was a tight.
No, I was trying to catch Laura so hard. She was like right in front of me. Yeah. I was trying so.
That excitement.
There he is. I think. Wait, is that him? I don't think so.
Anybody that left to go home early just missed out on a great show. Their loss, our gain.
I love race day.
I don't think you'll have me in a while.
What do you want to do? Oh, there's an orb right there. Go, Orm! Yeah, Orm! Keep it up! You got this! Woo!
Followed by Orem High School's Beckham Smith. Cedar Valley rider Jack Blazer.
So as you see riders.
Two Riverton riders, Jonathan Huntington, followed by Cooper Nelson. Zach Hawks, Jack Durden. That is Jordan High School rider Jack Walton. Followed by his teammate Isaac Jones.
Oh, we've got a lot of cheering coming in here.
Go, West! Go, go!
Utley, Tyler Echenberger, Max Mansouri, Miles Deskew, Jonah Bush.
Really, when they are there, but it sure makes it fun to watch. That right there is Atticus Entz from Riverton High School.
Squire.
Guys cheered loud enough that they can't hear the mispronunciation. Would help.
Very happy to be set up.
That's wrong. Go, go, go! Hold on. Yes. He was listening. Woo! No, no.
That's it. That's it. Go, bro. Go, 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 bro. Go, 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 go. You got this. Woo.
The sky is cleared up for us today. We had a downpour earlier. We weren't here during the map. It's just showered.
But we still had some amazing riders that is cruising up. Everybody, let's give this rider a hand. After finishing 11 miles, that has got to be so exhausting.
Good time.
Just see students come in and make sure everybody gets smaller and smaller. Whether it is your unit or not, whether it's your school or not, let's cheer them on. You can support them, give all they have. This is
A difficult course. They're going to be doing 11 miles. Actually, this is over 11 miles, isn't it? But and each lap has 348 feet of elevation. There's lots of trails out there.
there's a lot of places to pass.
Too, and to pass, you've got to put in a lot of energy to be able to pass
These other riders.
But that's part of what makes this race so good is we have the opportunity to pass.
There's a few ones.
They're pretty there. They've got the Twilight Zone, which is a single track trail. It's really steep and it's a loose climb, and they call it the Jesus Hill. And I think it's because you're praying the whole way up. Really fun and flowy rolling section. Probably one of the best parts of this. They also go through a loop. It has technical slick rock as they turn onto Lost.
Thank you.
As hard as he can.
Let's go. Go, Seth, go, 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 go.
Cool. One of these days. Late, Dad. Way
Look at these riders. They're just pushing right to the end.
All the way to the end here. Right here, that is a
Yeah, buddy!
That is sad. Coming in and parents standing here in anticipation watching for your rider to come through. As a mom of a rider, crash. Are they coming through? There at all.
We got Marshall,
and race crew.
we got Sweets, we got all kinds of stuff.
Looks like a Carbon High School rider making his way.
I also want to give a huge shout out once again to our live streaming that's happening over there.
If you use that service today, please let us know how that works. We'd love to hear feedback on that. I'm sure that Sean would love to hear that too. I think it's a fun and exciting service that allows not only people here at the venue, but relatives, friends, family that we're able to get to be able to tune in and enjoy the events as well.
That streaming service is called Studio.
pit zone, campsites, where you've been hanging out to watch the riders. Please take a look around, clean up your garbage.
Just Ryan.
He got 45th. He got 45th. Yeah.
So Ryan,
I don't know how many is in his wave.
here there's some orange steaks with the orange steaks with orange steaks. Once the last rider has come through the finish line, do you want us to grab those too? No, just focus on the pins, holes, and the steak. The cleanup crew will grab all that orange stuff and the wood steak.
I actually love it.
Alright, thank you. The cleanup crew will grab
Our awesome sponsors here is Pivot Cyclists. We're on the global with the world's fastest athletes for cyclists. The World Cups, international races, the Olympics, national championships, Pivot comes at the highest level. Stop over at Pivot Tents. Just like the Pivot Tents package, but for your auto racing or see Pivot Tent, stop your right to learn more about the technology that's absolutely pretty amazing.
Nice work, folks. This gentleman here that's got the backpack on, it looks like he's carrying not a small child. That's one of our course setters there.